Yeah, man, and today I'll be reacting to Maxor, and I'm gonna be honest, I've only seen one of his videos, and I was very overwhelmed, but I don't know if that was because of his videos or the game itself. I think it was what game was it? It was Cruelty Squad, I believe. So, yeah, that was a trip. So, yeah, I've seen that on my own time, and I just never really watched his other videos, so I want to try something new, man. Gonna react to this one, and I picked this one in particular just because it's a game I know and played, and versus Cruelty Squad, which I haven't played before. So, yeah, my first Maxor reaction, Doom Eternal review, Alpha Male. I don't know why Astolfo was in the thumbnail, but yeah. And I mentioned this before, but with Doom Eternal, I loved it, except for the tooltip, which, like, I can't be the only one that got confused with the tooltip, but it said, like, in this scene specifically where you fight the I forget what it's called, but it said that super weapons are not, like, they're not effective against this enemy. And me at the time, I thought it also referred to the super shotgun because, I mean, it has super in the name, so, and I thought it was a super weapon. So, yeah, it turns out you had, like, the most effective way to fight the enemy is to use the super shotgun. So, that was one confusing tooltip. But anyways, yeah, let's see what Maxor has to say about Doom Eternal.
I swear to God, if you throw me into that portal, I will fall.
Okay.
You were never one of us. You were nothing but an imposter.
Oh.
False crewmates. You are such.
Oh. Yeah, the music in this is amazing. Like, Mick Gordon did a great job. And yeah, what I do with the boss, or I guess with the enemy type, I cheesed it. I threw grenades and let the splash damage do the damage. So it's not the right way to do it, but I mean, like I said, like, the tooltip said super stuff was not effective. Used by Maxor.
Doom Eternal is a game with so much testosterone dripping from its orifices that it caused me to create a son via mitosis. In this adventure, you play as John Doom, a man stricken with irrationally severe autism who does not consider or think through his actions and effects on other people. And in his quest to save...
But I mean, they probably retconned the story, but the original story was that you were sent to Doom, from what I've known, is that you were sent to Mars because, like, as a punishment, and then all the stuff happened on Mars, and then you found your way back to Earth at the end of the original Doom. But then you find that your pet rabbit died, presumably killed by the demons, and then that was the reason that it was, like, just all for revenge of killing his pet. Like, I'm pretty sure they retconned it over the time, but that's what I thought the original story was.
Who does not consider or think through his actions and effects on other people. And in his quest to save mankind, kills God, and Satan God, who is also himself. If this in-depth and engaging hardcore male gameplay sounds appealing, then I've got the game for you. This game is, of course, the sequel to the critically acclaimed Doom 2016 with a few...
Was it Sonic 2006?
For you. This game is, of course, the sequel to the critically acclaimed Doom...
There it is. I started playing this on my gaming channel, but I wanted to continue, but it's just there was other games that I wanted to play, and this wasn't that fun. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, the 2016, Doom 2016 was fun too. I don't remember much, except there was, like... I believe it was 2016 where there was Easter egg rooms that were basically copies from the original Doom games, like to the it was all pixely and stuff like that.
2016 with a few key differences.
Alright then, buddy. I'm going to shit yourself.
Which meaningfully extends and builds off of the gameplay and challenges that we love. Then extends them some more off of a fucking cliff until the product that emerges out the other side resembles crack concentrate. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you've probably played the game since I don't actually want to help people buy things. I'm here to entertain people, and if you're clamoring for entertainment and haven't purchased this game yet, do yourself a favor. There's enough male hormones here to transition someone, and I can guarantee results, my fellow Sigma males. So whether you're a psychopath like me or new to modern Doom games, come with me on this amazing journey through Twitch gameplay, beautiful environments, nonsensically fucked up lore, and remixed Mongolian throat singing. For money is temporary, but Doom is eternal.
Hey. So I take it, oh, we're only a minute 50 in, wow. So yeah, based off that other video I've seen and this, all the trippy stuff was the game. Because that video was very, very trippy. Well, I mean, I guess this one, since I'm more familiar with it, it's fine. Gameplay's fun.
I would say that Doom Eternal's gameplay is quite unique, and not for the reasons that you would think. Everything in Doom Eternal is funneled directly into a single, robust, multifaceted, multinational, and unilaterally combat system, from which the entire game is built around. But Maxor, I hear you thinking, that's every game ever. Yes, every good game ever. If I, for instance, became 12 and booted up GTA 5, I would be able to do at least a dozen unfun activities. Doom's design is focused harder than the average Persona fan on his local playground. And that is special. You will play the game in the way that is fun, or you will lose. So as good as 2016 was, a Polygon journalist could beat the first half, and that's unacceptable. Because yes, it is actually unfun to play games after having a lobotomy. In other games, I get...
Is that actually real footage from that?
Acceptable. Because yes, it is actually unfun.
All that... Missed the melee. I mean, I've seen the Cuphead one. I don't know if that was from Polygon as well, but jeez. Like, I can understand missing some shots here and there. Like, I've missed some shots too, but missing the melee is kind of...
to play games after having a lobotomy. In other games, I get to choose between things like stealth, vehicles, or outright combat. Yet Doom Eternal asks the question, why not force you to use every mechanic all the time without stopping? In a world where AAA studios try to pander to everyone, it's refreshing to have a game that sets out to do one thing the best, and actually have developers who give a shit about linear design and gameplay. And the main component of that gameplay is the arsenal, because...
I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened between this and Dark Ages, because the trailer looked great. Like, don't even, like, the trailer for Dark Ages looked great, but like, surely I know like Mick Gordon had issues, or I guess the team had issues, or I forget the story, but yeah, Mick Gordon wasn't in the Dark Ages to do the music, but that wasn't the only thing that was lacking for a better first. Like, I'm currently playing it, and since I didn't pay for it, like, I'm playing it on Game Pass, and it's fine. I wouldn't pay full price for it. I'm just gonna be honest about that. Like, since I'm playing it on Game Pass, it's fine, but yeah, it just seems like half of what Eternal is, more or less.
John Doom uses every weapon throughout the game. The first shotgun is used in the last level, and the last level is used by the first shotgun. When you get an upgrade, it isn't a replacement, it's a genuine addition to your arsenal. Every one of them has specific uses, and yet these don't interfere at all. They enhance.
How do I kill an enemy? Combo play.
Shoot his hands off, fire a rocket, fire a ballista, fire flame, freeze him, fire on his freeze and froze shotgun, brain aneurysm. Just as important as how you kill is how you heal and how you restore. Fortunately, the aggression of this game rivals my dog in a kindergarten. Like real life, the only way to get ahead of the competition is to kill them. How do I heal when low? Kill them. How do I...
Oh yeah, because like the one thing that was satisfying about this was, like, even though there were pickups like that was strewn about across the level, you didn't really need to use it, because every time you do, I forget what it was, like a glory kill, it gave you health, it gave you ammo, and depending on the difficulty, the amount of health and ammo. But yeah, it was quite something. this was a game where you did, like, it didn't really want you to stop, if that makes any sense.
Get ammo back, kill them with a chainsaw. In addition, most weapons in the game have 2 mods which completely change their behavior.
Oh,
Such
yeah.
stunning examples would be the microwave beam, the automatic shotgun, and the fucking destroyer blade. God, that shit's cool. But on top
Oh, yeah,
of
that
8
was
weapons,
fun.
12 mods, and a declining mental state, we keep going. More than any one weapon, you'll be using your suit abilities, and they all have individual buttons. This is in addition to the 8 that you use for weapons. These would be things like zoom for fast, grenade for death, Swedish grenade for life, punch for no reason, and a flamethrower for armor. I play Invoker in Dota 2, and this shit makes me play my keyboard like it's the fucking Moonlight Sonata. I thoroughly recommend playing PC and never using the weapon wheel for maximal Ritalin output. And if you can't switch weapons fast or play on easy mode,
There was a weapon wheel? I guess that was for consoles.
that's fine, man. We're all busy. How about I give you 2 more buttons? You thought I was done. There's 2 ways to kill a demon in Doom Eternal. The
Glory
fun way
kill.
or the funny way. And to maximize the funniness level, we have the Crucible, which is
Oh,
a
the
direct,
Crucible.
instantaneous kill on every enemy.
But I mean, you only get like so many charges, though. That I didn't really get to use that much. It was satisfying, but I could see why it was limited, since it was like a one-hit kill.
Giant area boss, dead. Previous area boss, dead. The final boss, fuck 'em. Now I hear you thinking, Josh, that sounds pretty strong. Oh boy,
It
buckle
is.
your ass. Because the second super weapon on my extensive
BFG.
list of 2 things is the BFG, which canonically stands for Big Fucking Gun. Also
Yeah?
canonically, it fires a hole directly into the core of
Yeah, it's like he just, I think like took the actual cannon and it just works by itself.
Mars.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
He just did.
Now, I could kill an enemy the long way, or I could kill him and his dog faster than the ATF at Waco. It clears out everything you can see instantly. I am
Yeah.
so thankful
Wait,
the
wait,
game
wait, wait, wait. There's some text in the
the
bottom
ATF
there.
at Waco. It clears out everything you can see instantly.
Okay, yes, I do know that it's not instantly, nor does it kill everything, such as tyrants. Also, yes, I do know that tyrants aren't bosses, and I don't want to mention the Unmaker. I saw things that are hyperbolic, fast, and funny. Or I say things that are hyperbolic, fast, and funny for the sake of entertainment, and the emphasis isn't on direct accuracy, which could slow me down and make this video unfun. Well, I guess I'm making this video unfun because I do pause a lot. I cut an entire 20-second clip where I talk about how the Icon of Sin is positioned out of melee range so that you can't just use the Crucible on it immediately, since I found that ridiculously boring.
I am so thankful the game limits how many times you can do this. Now, I
Yeah.
understand that at first this may seem complicated, but that just isn't true because the entire game is effectively a tutorial for hard mode. And because you're always learning as you play, it never feels stale. Doom even lets you choose what stats and runes to upgrade. I spec
Oh, yeah.
entirely into mobility and ammo, making my character a flimsy, crack-addled spider monkey. As a side note, we should release dozens or possibly hundreds of macaques into New York City. They can survive there. Why does Thailand get to keep all of the good monkeys? So what more is there to learn about Doom Eternal? Well, have you ever given thought to the
Blah.
various unwashed baboons that I'm fighting? The answer may shock you. Those are the... As you may have guessed, there are at least 3, perhaps 4 demons in the game, which is a lot for someone who is a small, blonde anime lolly such as myself. But it's the variety of the demons that make the game interesting. Demons can fly, they can roll around like hedgehogs, contract obesity, and be...
Oh yeah, the was it the cacodemons? Those were, I think, like once I had the grenades, like seeing them, like the way they die was very, very, it was satisfying.
bastards. Who is Sandy Loam? Who is Tsushima? Amy Rose? I didn't know she could stand. The point of the
Right.
entire game, therefore, is to balance targets, switch weapons, and scream internally as you repeatedly fail to be cool. Just like high school. What I'm getting at is every demon has completely different behavior and goals
Yep.
from one another. The Doom Hunter
Oh, it's
rolls
so
around
nice.
in a comically small tank. The zombies, like us, exist to die. And the Marauder produces controversy.
Oh, the
He does a lot
Marauder.
of damage, blocks your attacks, fights you at wild speeds, and can only be attacked after blatantly signaling so. I personally have no issue with him, as I find the challenge fun and engaging. And if
Yeah, because like for me, because I told you, like, I did not use the super shotgun at all. When he did the shield, I just threw grenades and let the splash damage hit from behind. It worked, It took a long time, but it worked.
You don't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're bad. I'm not getting into the
I
details
was
for
bad.
each one, since that's not funny. But don't worry, there are 27 of them without DLC. And if you're wondering why I'm
Last
fighting
time
the
I played
entire
that
cast
too.
of Dante's Inferno, you're actually the minority. This game tries at every moment to make exposition collectible. Why is there just a fucking big smear in the planet, and why
can
is
read about
heaven
it.
comprised entirely of moth people?
You cannot stop.
I guess that's why I don't. Maybe that's why I don't understand the story of Dark Ages. I mean, I collected everything in the base game for Doom Eternal. I haven't played the DLC, but yeah, I did not read everything.
The procession.
It feels like one guy wrote the events of the game and another guy invented LSD just to write the backstory. So I'm going to combine both of them into a single, accurate interpretation of the Doom lore. If I say something objectionable, just pretend that it's right.
Part 2. Lore.
One Brazilian years ago, there was a guy named the Dad who was effectively God, and he made moths in lamp heaven called the Makers. Every 10,000 years, all moths combine their collective consciousness into one gigamoth called the Con Maker, who is the Moth Pope. So the moths rule over the galaxy, sort of, until Earth happens, and then we start fucking everything up. The Moth Pope finds John Doom after a spree of murders, and he explains to her that yes, hell exists. It's weird that humans knew about hell before God. Anyways, the Moth Pope, after finding out that hell is real, very reasonably decides to sacrifice a planet to it. See, it turns out that God literally pieced the fuck out like 10 million years ago and let the moths do whatever they wanted. So now the Con Maker cannot be replaced and cannot die, so she's—
Wait, so I'm gonna go back. So, like, is this a? Because I don't think this is a continuation of the original ones, right? This is it's like starting from 2016. It's its own, like its own story, right? It's just not a oh, what's that word? I totally forgot. Yeah, whatever.
years ago and let the moths do whatever they wanted. So now the Con Maker cannot be
It's
replaced
just not
and
following
cannot
from the
die. So she
original
sort of goes
ones.
insane
It's
from
a
the
brand
constant
new story,
immortality.
maybe?
Now the plan is to get some of that sweet hell energy by repeatedly sacrificing entire planets to the Dark Lord in exchange for it. Meanwhile, a sentient robot named Samuel Hayden is very busy on Mars. Earth has this problem called climate change, and we need to find a new energy source. So instead of something hard and difficult like solar power, Samuel Hayden is like, what if we extract this cool blue energy from hell? Also, it's on
I
Mars.
see no problem with that.
Earth does this until Hell begins breaking into Mars and John Doom stops them, which is the plot of Doom 2016. This makes Samuel Hayden mad because he's
Okay.
funded by the Koch brothers and really doesn't want to build a windmill. So instead of destroying the demonic crucible, he just brings it back to Earth and catapults John Doom into the backstory planet. If you think
Okay.
that sounds unreasonable, just remember that we considered blotting out the sun before building a fucking solar panel.
I only poo-poo farted for the good of humanity.
Unsurprisingly, demons invade to recycle Earth into blue energy for the Moth Pope, so John Doom
Yeah, it
has
is
to
like
fight
a
both
remake.
Catholics and Hell. And as you go through the game,
its
you
own
might
thing.
notice that it just brings up random shit at will. Like, oh sorry, the Soul Factory is being held there by two gigantic titans, and it's like, okay, I guess Attack on Titan is real now. Doomslayer, you'll need this knife to kill my son. Oh shit, what'd he do? He's the
Giant uncontrollable demon titan.
The plot of the main game, to understate it, is psychotic and acts as an increasing checklist of galactically convoluted tasks. Just in this
It's
one
fun, though.
game, John Doom finds an ancient city like 3 times, goes to the North Pole to kill Santa, fights Croatia, does a little trolling, does a little cockfighting, invades heaven, and permanently kills God, but we'll get back to
Right.
that. Doom 2016 took place on Mars, but this game has you slung around the universe on a fucking bungee cord, so I understand completely when people say they don't play Doom Eternal for the plot. They're
I mean, dude, have we played any Doom for the plot? Like honestly, like any Doom that was out there, like have we played it for the plot, or is it just for strictly because it was satisfying gameplay? Maybe with the exception of Doom 3, where that it was more jump scare based rather than fast paced combat. Maybe it got more fast paced by once we got to Hell, but
just wrong. I play Doom Eternal for the plot, and that might sound strange to you, but Eternal's plot is pure insanity, and it does everything that it needs to. We are painfully aware that the plot exists as a contrivance because the environmental designer went fucking ballistic. I just don't care. I played every single level, gleefully wondering, oh boy, what stupid shit is next? I cannot fucking wait. So play the game for the plot. It is integral to the experience of Doom Eternal.
I mean,
but
okay.
Maxor, there's a plot hole. How did the Doom Slayer get the first? Everything I've said so far, except some of it, applies in full partially to the base game. But there's $40 redos of DLC where the gameplay is faster, the challenge harder, and the plot somehow even fucking worse in all the right departments. 2016 was a walk. Eternal is Usain Bolt, and the Ancient Gods is fucking Venezuelan inflation. You thought it was
Wait.
a walk. Eternal is
So if 2016 was a walk and Eternal is this, right? Then what's Doom Ages or the Dark Ages? Because it's definitely not a sprint. It's definitely not a walk. Maybe, I don't know, crawl on. Like it's not that fast paced. You use a shield a lot, and there's not really that much like weapon fun compared to Eternal, if that makes any sense.
The Ancient Gods is fucking Venezuelan inflation. You thought it was over when John Doom beat the demons and destroyed all of heaven, but you were wrong. That's just the beginning. And with both parts of the DLC now fully out, my recommendation cannot be understated. Let's get into why, and more importantly, what.
Part 3. The Ancient Gods.
This section of the video is going to be different, far more structural, and aligned with the plot of the DLC. Because the gameplay isn't what's new about the product, it's the challenge and the story. I originally wrote an entire script for this and then trashed it because it doesn't truly communicate how this DLC drove me to insanity, and I hard cope by simping for 2D women. I will tell you there's a very big gameplay change, but the point of the DLC is more of what's amazing. If you like Doom Eternal, you will like the DLC. Period. Okay, so Samuel Hayden, you might know him for his various appearances on political YouTube debates advocating for carbon positivity. It turns out that he's not a robot, he's a fucking angel. Also, John Doom's Alexa is God. That's not a joke or exaggeration. His name is Vega, and he is the physical remnant of God's consciousness in AI form. So Samuel, now a fucking divine being, wants you to revive him since both God and Satan are trapped in volleyballs. At this point, the video can't count as spoilers because it makes no fucking sense. The first DLC is essentially trolling because you kill God. Why? Well, obviously to revive Satan, exclusively so you can fight him.
Could go wrong.
Of particular note here on the gameplay side is the final boss, who is Samuel Hayden, because holy shit, this fight is hard. Also, the premise is ridiculous, and my enjoyment of the game is hurt by neither. Every aspect of this is speedy, fun, and everything else I've already said about the game in general. And when you finally beat Samuel and revive the Dark Lord, it turns out he's you. Yeah, the only thing in the world that could possibly kill John Doom, himself.
What in the Tomb Raider is this? I know like Tomb Raider is not the only one that has the trope of you fight yourself, but that's like the only one. That's like the one that pops to my mind when this trope appears. Just because at one point in Tomb Raider, you just literally fight yourself, and even though your clone doesn't carry any weapons, if you shoot at it, it will shoot back somehow. So.
No blood can be smeared than this holy blood.
Yeah, that's not working.
So now the not you decides to go to hell where we all belong, and the second DLC.
Why does he look like Jin or Kazuya from Tekken, just with a haircut? Is it just me?
So now the not you decides to go to hell.
It reminds me of them just with a haircut.
Where we all belong, and the second DLC is just chasing him. This is, of course, where the testosterone moves into critical levels. How does one get to the capital city of hell? Well, that's a great question. First of all, go to the planet of Argentinur, light the bat signal, learn how to train your dragon, Go into the giant spear.
Wait, so that's how we get the dragon in the Dark Ages?
that pierces the entire planet for some reason. Get the key to the Gate of Doom. Now go back to Earth, traverse The Last of Us 2, and find the Gate of Doom. But before I get to the final showdown with Crash Bandicoot Twin Sanity, there's some cool gameplay I want to talk about. You have a fucking hammer in this DLC, primarily used to defy the laws of gravity, but secondarily gives you everything in the game. Health? No problem. Ammo? Absolutely. My deepest, darkest urges? Yes. As I used this, I became more obsessed with hammers than Bob the fucking Builder. And there's...
It also looks like there's no charges compared to like the Crucible or the Chainsaw. I could be wrong about it because, like I said, I haven't played the DLCs, but if that's the case, that sign me up. That seems really fun to use.
Plenty of demons to use it on, since the DLC adds a shitload of reskins. For instance, the Spirit is a congealed amphetamine mass that makes every infested target 3 times faster. Microsoft Pinball, who is fun to fight, I promise. And the Blood Makers. They are my original OC. Do not steal it. So now that we've reached Cleveland, it's time for the DLC to gain style. This is the culmination of all of our work. The final battle against Satan himself. And holy shit, you can feel it. When the Sentinel army shows up and everyone's ready to kick ass, you just can't help but feel like your dick is being tickled. Cleveland lives up to the hype too, for once, because it's a non-stop battle of epic proportions right up until the final boss. This is a universe which implicitly acknowledges your godlike power by making the only credible threat to you your identical twin with red eyes in a Gundam. That is called fucking gameplay, and it's a beautiful send-off right up until the man himself, who awkwardly waddles around the arena like a penguin, but that's fine, the fight is still cool.
Oh, there's the armor.
Wow, you know, it's so sad that Steve Jobs died of Ligma.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Ligma balls. Got him! Now, before we defenestrate, there's a few details I want to talk about that truly complete this game, make it a real 10 out of good. Firstly, I would classify the music of this game as metal without guitars, and I fucking dig it so much. How do you make metal without a guitar? Well, you sample Mongolian throat singing and your lawnmower. It just sounds so good. Normally, music isn't very important, but it's so good that it becomes important. And the role it plays in setting your mood is vital. Also, the main composer, Mick Gordon, like me, watches virtual YouTubers every waking second of his day. Great minds think alike. In fact, most of the music in this video is just Doom Eternal soundtrack. Guess you'll have to rewatch it over and over again to really listen.
It's so good. Like, the music's so good.
Finally, this game...
Because, like, in a bubble, right? The Dark Ages music is, I guess it's passable to me. I know some people just plain out hate it, and that's fine. But, like, to me, it's passable. But you can tell that there's something missing. Like, it's like it wants to be Mick Gordon in terms of how, I guess, metal or how hard it is, but you can tell it's like at least you tried. It's nowhere close, but at least you tried. But yeah, the music in Eternal, the game, like everything about Eternal, like I said, except for that one tooltip, is fast. It's so good. It's so good.
Finally, this game looks really good. Not in a, oh wow, look at all these particles I'm stroking out way. It's more like, how does literally anyone have time to model all of the geometry in the game? It is unreal. It is so downright inspired that it makes you feel bad while playing it. Doom Eternal is such a fast and pulse-pounding game that it's like sprinting through the fucking Louvre. How am I supposed to appreciate the Mona Lisa when it looks like this? Should you buy the game? Yes, I am very biased. If speed and action is what you crave and you want to induce cardiac arrest early, this is your game. I would like to thank the Demonic Brotherhood funding this channel in exchange for their souls. If you would like to engage in blood sacrifice on my behalf, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank you all for watching, and of course, run, they're coming.
Yeah, like you said, I had so much fun playing Doom Eternal. I had fun playing Doom 2016 as well, although I don't think I recorded that one because my hardware at the time wasn't that great for recording. But or did I even get? No, yeah, because I definitely was recording stuff back then. But yeah, that was something. And as for the Maxor video, I guess the fast-paced stuff was similar to the other one that I saw. So and then the trippiness was definitely the game. Because like I said, this one I understood it. It was just fast, but it wasn't trippy at all. A lot of memes, but yeah. So yeah, that was like his first reaction to a Maxor video. It was Doom Eternal, and like I said, great game, and just like I think the best out of the three of the modern ones, the 2016 Eternal and the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages, like, it's fun, but like I said, I wouldn't pay full price for it. If you have it on Game Pass, try it. It's worth a try in my opinion, but it's nowhere near Eternal. It's like it's closer to 2016 than Eternal, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just still disappointing. Fun, like I said, fun, but a little bit disappointing at the same time. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.